And so, you can see the fine fellows defending it. You can see Numenorians in there as well. And of course the elves. And of course fine stumpy friends, the dwarves, also defending this fine location. Doesn't it look lovely? So you can see an absolute sodding Nora amount of archers. There's Bacon Man. Quite a few orcs. Got to say, we're pretty high on the orc level here. And you can see them making their way up the ladder. And who's that brave soul going down? Oh my goodness. No, that was Isengard orc, but who is it? Who is the man fighting? No, it's still Isengard. Down he goes anyway. Got orc to death, something rotten. But you can see these arrows coming in from all directions from the guys up in the corners and the sides. So they're looking to take out the orcs as soon as they make their way up the ladder. Now this could be a weak spot. Yep, that's going to be a problem. You've only got this poor fellow, Gandalf the Black, defending, not with a lot of armor. He's going to have to cheese it as quickly as possible. Try and run his way past these guys. See if they noticed. Yep, they noticed. Oh dear, he's been sliced across the back. And down he goes. So now these guys are on the back foot, trying to defend against the crush of orcs that are now making their way up over the ladder, past their dead comrades, and look at them, just waiting in line here as they try and move. And look at Salazar, armoured to the teeth, bow in hand. Look at that as well. Sir Oswald with a few arrows sticking out of him as they reconstitute the defences for the next rampage of the orcs attacking. You can see them slowly making their way up as the fiery arrows come in doing their damage. As they make it to the top of the ladder here. There's the welcoming committee, courtesy of the leader of the Knights of Apollo. It is pixelated Apollo himself. And he's holding them back as best he can with his fine shield. Look at that. Holding the enemy back. And he's going to have to retreat slightly. And there's Salazar supporting him, along with a fine Mirkwood elf, McEwen. And you can see that these guys are starting to get attacked pretty badly. Oh my goodness, Gandalf the Black with a pretty nasty piece of kit there. Along with Firewolfie, of course, look at that. Dressed up in the Gondorian armour, doesn't he look fantastic? And over here on the side you can see TLM and Sir Oswald. Okay. That was unexpected. Thank you. So, anyway. You can see now, as there is Daniel from the Knights of Apollo. And a gentleman with an arrow sticking out of his throat. Ouch. Poor McEwen. Oh my goodness. Cannon fodder living up to his name. With 2 arrows sticking out of his head. Oh wow. That's an unfortunate outcome. Look at that. Doesn't he look fantastic? His elven armour. Long sword there. Now you've also got other troops up here, including these elven archers and Numenorian archers in there as well. Look at these guys. Don't they look fantastic? And look at that. Another elf from Mirkwood. Another fellow. And there we go. More elven archers. Looking good. And they are defending the keep, where they obviously keep the barrels of beer and boxes of carrots. And of course the entry to the keep, which, to be honest, I don't think much of the decor. I mean, you got a few beds, which can't be that comfortable to lie on, to be honest. You know, a few steps going up to a nice viewing gallery to overlook the area. But yeah, great view, but you know, kind of walled in a little bit, but never mind. Anyway, let's get back to the battle. As we move over onto the castle wall. The hell is that? He's battering him with a hand of Sauron. Sorry, the white hand of Saruman. I do apologise. So yeah, there's a little bit of hand slapping going on there. That's Praetorian giving him the hand. And give him a hand. He is no more. Now, you can see here some more of the orcs making their way up. The Uruk-hai veterans. Nasty, nasty pieces of work. And then with the white hand stamping their front. The front of that helmet. Nasty, nasty goings on, the Uruk-hai. And here is Disabled Donkey. Looking epic. Next to him there, of course, is Mutton Chop. Also with 2 arrows in his face. Oh dear, poor Mutton. So we look and see what they plan to do next. Sir Hamish. Doesn't he look fantastic? With the bow. Taking out the fighting Uruk-hai. Oh, he's lost his shield. What's he going to lose next? It should be his life. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Oh my goodness, there's more of them. Here they come. Through the arrow storm. Oh, listen to those arrows thudding into the bodies. And tail end Charlie at the back. Who's tail end? The Uruk-hai brute. But you can see the fire coming down from the castle, and you can see some of them broken off to the right hand ladder to try and make a direct attack into the keep area here, but it is defended by the fine lights of Bacon Man. Don't mess with the bacon. Supported ably by Bacon Man, and there we go, admin ancient hero in as an elven archer. Now supporting, there's Newport 5866, Ferrigan, and in the middle, come on. Come on. Come on. God damn it. Who's the man in the middle? Oh, for God's sake. Screw it. Another elven archer, Lord Friendzone. And down the bottom supporting him is Natsverma. And they're doing a good job of raining the fire and death onto the orcs. And on the ladder, going after the Uruk-hai brute with an extremely big hammer from the Knights of Apollo is Daniel, number 5. Daniel the 5th. Now retreating back up the ladder to get a little bit of breath. And they have a Gandalf, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Gandalf. So he'll be in Shadowfax to do his thing very soon. Just see if we can find out where he is. Oh, well, here come the Uruks. Here they come. Now, you can see down the bottom. Who is that? Wild Man of Dunlund. And, of course, the Uruk-hai warriors. So they're continuing to pour up the ladder. Oh, there's the white hand. As they make their way up the ladder. Uruk-hai veterans coming in with arrows sticking out of them all over the place. And here you can see fighting Scrooge McFox, fighting for his life against multiple Uruk-hai. Fine work being done by him. And supported ably by Frank Scoop. Frank Scoop also fighting as well. Look at that. Providing a bit of cover with the sword, so his teammate can come in and slice and dice them. And the fire continues to just rain down onto the orcs. And here we go, an Uruk-hai raider, the last man. I was about to say last man standing, but he ain't anymore. As here a nice little choke point was created. And there's still a few down there. And they're riders. On the orcs. On the wargs even. So whether or not they're going to dismount off the wargs, they keep crashing into each other. But they can't really get up the ladder. The wargs aren't really designed to get up the ladder. But I do remember playing a warg in the Lord of the Rings Online monster play. That was quite good fun, actually. So, Oh, dear. Oh, here he is. It's Daniel again. Going out for a little bit of warg action. And he continues now to back up the ladder carefully. Looking for enemy. And look at him, absolutely caked with blood. Just brutal. McEwen. Still with the arrow in his throat. But here come the rest. Here come the reinforcements. Making their way up. Berserkers, look at that. Bare-chested buggers, a lot of them with those massive, massive hook swords. Hook round the back of your neck and pull your head off. And this could be a problem because there's no defenders there. And there's no defenders there. And it looks like they might be trying to fall back into the defensive position of the keep and shut the door. So here you go, the guys making their way up. And holding them back is Tsar. Tsar is doing the duty. There we go. They shut the gate. Or at least they try to. There we go. The gate is shut in their face. And now they're going to try and batter it down. While coming under the fire of the archers like Limnis. And of course, cannon fodder. And Jackal Wolf. And Knot Bottle. And Cowis. And they are just literally trying to hold them back. Oh, look at them. They're slapping the door. Let us in, you bastards. They really want to get in. And look at this. The shield wall. The defensive shield wall here. Sir Oswald. Daniel. Who else is on there? Salazar. And these guys holding the line. Now, behind them, supporting them, is the Bacon. And there's X in black. Moving in as well. Now, let's see. Look at that. Another lovely elven archer. There's Praetorian. And the reinforcements are coming from this section now. The only drawback is they've got to leave somebody there. Because otherwise that could be susceptible to being attacked. But right now they've got to focus their attention where most of the action is coming in. And look at this, a fight on the battlements. Urukai crossbowman against admin ancient hero. Oh, he's taking a few slices and he's killed his enemy. Supported, obviously, by the Elf of Mirkwood, McEwen. And supported out by another Noldorian elf, Horizon, from the Knights of Apollo. And a Gondorian as well. Although technically speaking, they are the offshoot of the the Numenorians. That was it. Which is why that thing that you'll see on their shields and on their things is the White Tree of Numenor. So here is an Urukai tracker. He's tracked down the enemy. Oh, hello. It's a White Hand Rider. He's in as an archer. And he sees his colleagues die as the elf goes after him. As ammo gets replenished by the fine ammo man. As here is Ferrigan. Proving that large swords are bad for your elf. Oh dear, Ferrigan taking a slice but supported by his teammate. So, McEwen getting a quiver refill as the slapping continues up here on the edge of the keep. You can see they're literally just trying to hold them back. Who's in there? I think they might be just getting a bit jammed up. There we go. They're starting to make their way across. These pikemen. Let's see. There we go. The fighting Urukai making their way down into the bottom and up to the centre. And they're going to be making their way into the centre area now. Look at this. The bodies. Oh, this is a desperate situation for the defenders. The keep, they've left the door open. Well, technically speaking, they haven't left the door open. The door's been busted off its hinges. So they didn't really have much of an option when it came to leaving the door open. But now the Urukai flood in as the arrows continue to rain into the central courtyard. Over here, a fine gentleman, look at that. Newport with an arrow in his back. And these guys are going to have to get back to the defensive positions, because the main defensive square, it looks like they've managed to kill off everybody who came in that general direction. And you can see here they have defended their beds, which don't look exactly that comfortable. To be honest, neither do they, with loads of arrows in them, but never mind. So, they got still one more wave until they get to respawn. And here, in Numenorian armour, or Gondorian armour, sorry, and carrying an elven sword as well, you can see the guys now defending. Oh, look at that, pixelated Apollo gets loads of gold. So, let's see if we can find him. Now there's a Fel Isengard orc. There's another one down there. So here is Sir Oswald. And you can see now that the door has been taken down. So they are waiting for the next spawn. They really need to kill this guy, otherwise nothing's going to happen. And they need to kill the other guy. So, loads of gold being thrown around here today, boys and girls. There's that fella there. And you can see the guys getting set up. Going for this little fella down the bottom here. Oh, fine shooting into the Uruk-hai crossbowman. And now, oh, look at this. Down he goes, quite literally the fell orc. Holy crap, that's a lot of wargs. That's a shitload of wargs. But they can't get up the ladders. They weren't designed to climb ladders. So, they're going to rain arrows down onto all the wargs. Now, you can see it's going to be a very nasty situation for the wargies down here. They can't get up the ladder. And it's going to be literally hip deep in wargs for anyone who wants to climb one of these ladders up to the keep. So, there we go. See, they're all just gathering in this area, just as target practice, really. And here is an untamed warg. Oh, who's this going down? There's Napoleon in the Gondorian armor, and there's Salazar also. Look at him. That's more of the Rohirrim armor, I think. The armor of the Riders of Rohan. So, let's see. It's slice and dice, and it's basically they're going to be warg burgers tonight. That's for damn sure. Hello, random puff of cloud. Hello, random puff of cloud. So, now, we wait, because this is the challenge wave, and then the boss wave is due. There we go, look at this. Now they've got riders on. So it's definitely a better situation than here. There we go, an Isengard Warg Rider. Uruk-hai veterans. All over the place. And so we're watching them as they make their way up the ladder. Under the arrow fire of the defenders. Look at that, doesn't he look fantastic with that shield? Very Roman style, his shield. Just looks beautiful, doesn't it? Absolutely amazing. And there we go, an Isengard standard bearer. Gonna slap you down with a hand of justice. And here we can see the Luxian god from the Knights of Apollo defending himself. And here is the shield wall that the orcs are going to crash against. Wave after wave of orcs and orcs. And plenty of hands going in for a slap. And the arrows continuing to ray down. There's TLM. There's Cannon Fodder still with the 2 arrows in his head. And of course McKieran with now more arrows in him. There's Praetorian. There's Horizon. And there's Hashemian. Or Hashemian. Yeah, Hashem. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so let's go and find out what's going on, because there seems to be a lot of orcs entering the building, so to speak. And so we've got this gentleman over here. There we go, there's Mutton Chop. In for the Knights of Apollo. And he's trying to defend himself, as well as not chop up any of the friends. Whoops-a-daisy! And Mutton Chop has survived. The fearsome Mutton Chop himself. The most mutton-like of all the chops. So, we return to the fight on the walls. Oh my goodness. They definitely need a maid to clear up this wall, without a doubt. Are they going to have a break for housekeeping to come in to, you know, clear away the mess? Or are they just going to, like, launch the mess down there and then, you know, dig a hole or something like that? Who's to say? It's difficult to know. But could you imagine being the maid at this castle? A lot of dusting would be required. What the hell? Oh, of course, yeah, they've deployed beds out here. Because what you can do is you can essentially interact with a bed and it heals you. So, this is the secret bed meta of this particular mod. And so, we watch Salazar. And there's Disabled Donkey. And there's Napoleon. Look at him. Doesn't he look fantastic? So, TLM in the fine armour. And I think he's just about lagged out. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, out go the javelins. As in come more wargs. And now, look at this. This is going to be the danger. This is going to be the danger. Moving into the main gate of the keep. And bear in mind, they've only got one door. Limnias better look behind him or to his left. Oh, there we go. Whoops. And he feels the urge to run away. Can't say I blame him. And this is what awaits them. This pile of hurt. Making their way up here. So now you can see, trying to hold them back. Look at this. And they've made their way. They've knocked down both the doors. And they've made their way in. Now the question is whether they're not going to make the note. They're not going to go that way. It's been blocked off. They're all going to be funneled in this general direction. And it's going to be a running backwards fight as far as these guys are concerned. But the archers pouring fire down upon them like the likes of Ferrigan. And Cowis as well. In as the elven archer. A door is most considerably broken. And now we're in the inner keep. And they're defending themselves. Look at this. The forces, the respawn area. The guys getting up onto the overlooking area. Getting onto the beds to get themselves a heal. But this is going to be the problem. The orcs are into the inner keep. And they are pouring in like water towards the door. And here is the defensive position. And down goes the second door as well. Can they hold back the flood that is the orcs? Absolutely brutal. They've had to pull back to try and maintain their life. And here is Gamer. And they're making their way up onto the higher area to try and split up the forces. Now that's a smart move. You can see they've split up the orcs, so they're one going one direction, or one set going one direction, one set going the other, and then they're able to essentially choke point this area off against the enemy, but they're going to lose a lot of knights in this particular battle. This is going to be the problem for them. You can see more hands, Uruks, making their way in, now flooding in. Oh, wow, look at this. Who's down? Who was that? Wow, he got absolutely brutalized. Not good for him. Not good at all. And now the keep is well and truly in trouble. As the boys are walking backwards, this literally is the final defensive position of the defenders of the castle. And they are doing their best to try and hold them back. There's St. Napoleon. And there is Luxengod. There's Cannon Fodder, Gandalf the Black, McEwen. There's Limnias. And there's Jack Wolf. And yeah, look, they're up the top there as well. Who's that? The Uruk-hai veteran. And they've got to really try and hold those guys back if they can. But they're not. They're getting on there. And that's going to be a very, very difficult situation because they're literally going to get sandwiched from both directions. That's going to be a nasty situation. They're doing a better job on the right-hand side than on the left. As you can see now, they've broken through on the left-hand side. And now these guys are literally being crushed and sandwiched into a small area. And this is a very, very nasty situation for them. And yeah, you can see some people continuing to fall out. It's occasionally snuffing it as they land. But look, there's Uruk-hai everywhere. And now you can see the bodies raining to the ground as the final members of the defensive team now move out and try and jump down here into the main keep to try and take out any of the enemy. You've got Uruk-hai who's tracking them, and they're coming behind them with nasty sword swipes. Look at that. Oh, brutal, brutal stuff. The tracker's taken down now. Whether or not they can actually block them in here and maybe sort of hold them off, we'll have to wait and see. Now, who's this? Oh, it's Fire Wolfie with a sterling defense. Oh, poor Fire Wolfie didn't stand a chance, but he held up the enemy for a reasonable amount of time. That's going to be important. Absolutely mad. Look at that. McEwen with 274 kills. That's a shitload of arrows, ladies and gentlemen. A shitload. And here they are. The orcs coming back at the defenders of the keep. And there's Bacon defending himself. Fine armour. Now looking a little bit on the bloody side. Oh, he's backed into a corner. This could be dangerous. He goes in for a slice and a dice. But he's supported by Limnius. Going in with that elven sword to do the damage. Oh, but it looks like we lost him. Yes, we did. We lost the Bacon. The Bacon has been sliced and down goes Limnius as well. This is a really desperate situation. Here is McEwen. The mass murdering McEwen with 283 kills. And there's Legolas. So, that one potato gamer from Lionhearts Legion also in. More Uruk-hai continue to flow, and they're deciding to cheese it. Oh my god, look at Potato Gamer. He is literally a medieval hedgehog. One hedgehog to rule them all. And here we can see McEwen defending himself. Look at this. And they're trying to kill off these gas guys. Here we go, he goes after them. Now he's in with the arrows. Look at that, fast firing arrows coming in from Legolas. Down goes the enemy. And finally, they've got this gentleman here. Gandalf the Black with a fine bow. Now, look at how many people remain. Not many. But a few people, few enemies caught up on the ladders. They've got to take them out before... Oh dear. Here we go. Wave number 21. With 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people remaining. And here comes the enemy. Look at these fine pikemen. And these guys getting a bit caught up with all their pikes. They got all their pikes twisted around each other. So, yeah, not a lot of good pike work going on there. Bit of a pike argument occurring. Bunch of pikeys, if you ask me, but never mind. So we'll follow these guys. Uruk-hai Pike Master. Maybe he's a pike newbie. No, he's a pike master too. So the pike masters. The pikeys making their way up the ladder. Well, he's not. He's making his way down the ladder. Oh, look at those fine arrows. Oh, my goodness. Those arrows are just brutal. They are so accurate with those arrows. They're really, really good today. So more pikeys making their way up to the ladder. And literally ending up sliding back down the ladder almost as quickly as they get up. See what I mean? And down another one goes. Shot one in the balls. In the arm. And in the head. Oh, goodness me. Yep. Yeah, it's literally standing room only down the bottom. More fire coming in. Down the length of the ladder. Across from the side. So they're in a good position right now. As the pike masters are still caught up over here. And there's McEwen about to break the 300 barrier of kills. There's Gandalf. There we go, McEwen with the 300. Look at that one potato gamer. How many arrows can one man have in him? And here is McEwen continuing to fire down the ladder. And Cannon Fodder asking his king if it's alright if he can date you and his niece. Never mind. Oh, long distance arrow. Oh, look at those long distance arrows for these guys. They are really going accurate. Look at this fellow. Arrow in the head. Arrow again in the balls. One in the head, one in the balls. Yeah, that's personal. Uh-oh, what's going on here? It's Gandalf the Black. He's had other thoughts. Fine. Uh-oh. And we've had a respawn, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a respawn. Now they'll be able to get a lot more defences into the right areas. The arrows will pour down incessantly into the enemy. Look at this. They make their way up the ladder. Up the top. There's Napoleon. Looking fantastic in his elven armour. Currently cheesing it away from the enemy. Can't say I blame him one bit. But looking to hold back those dirty, dirty orcs. Come on, Napoleon. Nice slice, sir. And now he moves back. And they are supported by the likes of Corporal Gilded Blaze Lacrosse. He's an Uruk-hai veteran and a wild man of Dunland. Gets his chopper out, goes after Legolas, and gets shot in the chest for his own trouble. So now, you also see plenty of wargs down along the bottom. You've got the continuing source of the Uruks, the pikemen, and the general soldiers, Uruk-hai, making their way up here. And here is Robbie Bob, seemingly standing still. That may be a mistake. We'll have to wait and see. You can see that fine elven shield on the back as well. This gentleman here, the pikeman, Oh, look at that. Nice block. Going in for a kick. And an arrow kills him as he was going for that attack. And now we look as the Urukais make their way into the central section. And this is what they're going to be trying to defend against. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Luxon God. What a helmet that is, ladies and gentlemen. That's epic helmetness right there. We've also got Warpig. Over here, Pixelated Apollo sorting out his armour. Getting himself ready to go. You can see there the horses of the Rohirrim on his shield. So, Hashmium now fighting backwards goes Mouldy Almonds from the Lionheart Legion. And they're moving back in to try and push back against these enemies. Moving over to a bed. Getting himself a little bit of healing. So, you can see the Urukai newborn. Doesn't he look lovely? Even though he seems to be running backwards and sideways and in the wrong direction. But archers like Ferrigan holding the line. There's Napoleon in as well. There's Mutton Chop. And Daniel as well. And these guys getting up on the wall so they can shoot down on the enemy. Down go the javelins and throwing axes of Warpig. You don't mess with pigs of war. Oinkers of war. The battle oink is most feared of all the battle cries. You've got guys like this guy, the Urukai crossbowman. And veteran pikeman. So let's say. What's going on here? Oh dear, this could be bad for Gamer. Gamer 05863 fighting for his life. Piked in the back. Oh, look at him go. He's trying to do as best he can. And he's supported ably by his teammates as well. So he's managed to survive that. As the Uruks continue to pour in. As we look at the defences. Oh, hello. Urukai Raider, who seems to be late for the party. What is going on over here? Someone's having a party all by himself. It's Potato. The Potato. Come on. Oh no, not Potato. Oh, we lost Potato. He has been sliced. But he held a few troops back. Certainly, definitely helping there, I'd say. Now, who's this? It's another pikeman. And here is Praetorian. Charging forwards. He's got his bow. He's ready to go. And now you can see them forming another line of defense as the pikemen on the wall are getting taken down. Oh, I've got to love that helmet. That is just fantastic. Glorious helmet. So, last of the pikeys being taken out. And down goes the Warg. The Warg Rider now mercilessly shot down. So, still. Let's see, McEwen is dead. Gandalf is gone. Poor McEwen died. 317 kills to 1 death. That's a pretty good kill to death ratio. So, another Warg. More Wargs who can't climb ladders. But these guys can. The Urukai Raiders, sorry. So. And obviously, extra thanks to Mr. Bacon for doing all his admin stuff and giving extra money. Oh, here comes some Urukai Berserkers. Those bare-chested buggers with those very, very big and nasty swords. And they're fighting off against Jacob. And Jacob again. And there he is, Moldy Almonds. In that beautiful armour. With a rather pensive look on his face. Well, I'm not surprised. He's been kind of diddled by multiple pikemen and orcs. So I wouldn't be too happy under the circumstances either, I have to say. There's a minimap? No, there's no minimap. Well, I don't see a minimap in the observer mode. So, let's see. The disabled donkey still lives. What about... Oh, feudal tube sock is in here as well. The most feudal of all the wearable items available. Now, let's see. There's an archer's making his way up, a crossbowman, Urukai crossbowman. Taking pot shots at the enemy. If they make their way up onto this very, very high area. Oh, as I need to readjust as I'm getting a numb bum. But now you can see here, it's a little bit of an adjustment. So, more crossbowmen. Now, is there anybody over here? Nobody over here. There's a few beds and some quivers of arrows, but oh dear. A Rohirrim fallen soldier. There is a few over here now. Who is this? That's Ferrigan now. That's going to be a difficult thing. Now, he could have actually stayed there and held back and kicked the enemy down onto that point. But, obviously you can see the tracking's just a little bit off. But they managed to get in, and oh god, here they come. Oh, this is really bad for the guys. They are literally backpedaling like mofos. There's not many of them left. Or at least there won't be many of them left soon. So we continue to watch them as they do their thing. Ouch! That was a bit nasty, wasn't it? Who is it? It's Isengard Orc. Up against Lord Friendzone, and he jumps and survives and then gets done over. Oh dear. Oh, poor Friendzone. He got absolutely royally air conditioned. Now the question is, where are all these guys going right now? Who are they looking for? Salzar and Feudal Tubesock. Is there... Where is the Feudal Tubesock? We seek out the Tubesock. He's about to have a very bad day. Oh, God. Oh, here he is. Really? Feudal Tubesock is having a bad day. Look at this. Poor Feudal. Oh no! And he's literally, until it's only a matter of time before his shield gives out. And he is basically being battered to death slowly. Oh, Feudal Tubesock. What are you doing? Yeah, there seems to be a lot of dead people. Oh, wow. And that's quite interesting.